Hello and welcome to Solent Sports News. I'm Ollie White and this is your 4pm Bulletin. A Hampshire football player is expected to make his first start for England tonight. Mason Mount, originally from Portsmouth, is expected to line up beside Jordan Henderson and Declan Rice as they face Czech Republic in their Euro 2020 qualifier. Mount's Chelsea teammates Fikayo Tomori and Tammy Abraham's good start to the season has earned them a first call-up. A win in Prague will seal their place in the finals next year, with Gareth Southgate praising his side's attitude.
Everybody has trained really well, really pleased with the preparation. The players hit a very high level all the time now in terms of knowing what's expected every day, because they know that they'll take that into the game on match day.
Elsewhere in the UK, Scotland boss Steve Clarke has not held back on criticising his side. They suffered their fourth defeat in a row last night, losing 4-0 to Russia, with all the goals coming in the second half. Clarke hopes that their poor form will end on Sunday when they face San Marino.
The results are dreadful. There's no getting away from that, so I'm not going to hide behind that. We have to do better. We have to work harder, and we have to make sure as a group of people working together with it that we keep improving. And like I said before, we have to make sure that this is the lowest of the low.
Last night saw more home nation teams, including Northern Ireland, in action, along with other international sides. Michael O'Neill's team needed a win to keep their European qualifying campaign on track. Our football correspondent Alex Hammond has more.
Thanks, Ollie. Belgium absolutely obliterated Minnows San Marino with an emphatic 9-0 victory, making them the first team to secure qualification for the European Championships. There were 8 different goal scorers. The Netherlands survived a slight scare as Northern Ireland took the lead through Josh McGuinness, but 2 injury time goals from Memphis Depay and Luc de Jong secured a 3-1 victory for the Dutch. Wales's European dreams are still alive as they drew 1-1 with Slovakia thanks to Kiefer Moore's first international goal. Other results included victories for Croatia, Poland, North Macedonia, Austria and Cyprus. There was also a stalemate between Belarus and Estonia.
Thank you, Alex. Scottish Rugby is planning to sue the game's governing body should their match against Japan be cancelled. A typhoon has already caused 2 matches to be called off, resulting in 0-0 draws. Should the Scotland game fail to take place, it would see them eliminated from the tournament. Typhoon Haigubis has also affected yet another sporting fixture this weekend. The qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix has been postponed, with organisers scrapping all track action on Saturday to ensure the safety of drivers and fans. Qualifying will take place ahead of the race on Sunday. On to tennis now, and the latest Masters 1000 event is taking place in Shanghai this weekend. Our tennis correspondent George Hoy has more.
The Shanghai Rolex Masters has reached the quarter-final stage, seeing a selection of the top players in the world in action. Earlier, world number 1 Novak Djokovic suffered a shock defeat at the hands of the Greek Stefanos Tsitsipas, who came back from a set down to move through to the semi-finals. He will play Daniil Medvedev, who is continuing his fine form by powering past Fabio Fognini in straight sets. In the other half of the draw, Roger Federer also suffered defeat at the hands of Alexander Zverev. The German won on his 6th match point, and he will play either Matteo Berrettini or Dominic Thiem, who are currently locked in battle in the final match of the day.
Thank you, George. A boxing world champion has been involved in a car crash in Dallas. Errol Spence Jr. was driving at high speeds in his Ferrari when he was thrown from the vehicle when it veered over the centre of the road. The 29-year-old is in hospital but is expected to make a full recovery. Now, in local news, Southampton Football Club have lost another member of their backroom staff. Natasha Patel, who had been with the Saints since 2011, working as academy analyst and head of performance, has left the South Coast to join MLS side New York Red Bulls. This comes shortly after the departure of assistant manager Danny Rowe, who left the Saints for Bayern Munich in July. It's a big day for non-league football tomorrow as local club Eastleigh FC prepare for non-league day. The event is to support Prostate Cancer UK and celebrate the work of staff at these clubs. Tom Coffey of Eastleigh is proud of the work he and his team do for the event.
That's really what non-league day is about, is getting people who might not always come down to non-league to actually sample what we've got to offer. And I think a lot of people will be quite surprised at actually what we have to offer, and I'm sure what a lot of other clubs have to offer. We're not just a sort of a man and his dog around a field. We're a proper football club with a proper ground and facilities.
Now, a lot of sports stars appear to many onlookers as indestructible as they are living the dream. But when injuries and subsequent mental health issues come into play, does the dream turn into a nightmare? Over to David Phillips now for a deeper look into the link between injuries and depression.
It was like someone took my heart and took it out of my chest.
No, it's gone, and you got to put that part of your life to bed. Macca gets the ball and then think, oh no, you can't, don't, come off short.
I was always positive, and it just ate me up.
I do start to get a little bit emotional about the whole situation. For 6-7 years, I hated it.
I actually want to kill myself, like I don't want to be here anymore.
Many of Britain's finest athletes have fallen victim to the medical room, eventually having to call it quits on a shorter career than they dreamt of. Physical injuries in sport are inevitable for elite performers, but what sort of mental impact can it have on those that are kept out of action for more than a little while? The likes of Tyson Fury, Michael Phelps and Freddie Flintoff have spoken publicly about their own mental health battles. In light of the annual Mental Health Awareness Week, we look closer to home at some amateur athletes and how injuries and recovery time affected their mental health.
Sam Bell, Solent Force Football.
20-year-old Sam has had his own struggles with injury throughout his career, causing him to be sidelined for long periods of time.
I had medial ligament, a tear, pubic symphysis in the groin, groin tear and tendinopathy in my knee. I had a lot of motivation, but there were times where I just found it really hard. I was just getting upset over stupid things, and it really affected me mentally, like doing work, not wanting to do work. And all my friends were going to play football and I wasn't able to.
Sam took an unusual route to his recovery, discovering a newfound trust with faith.
So my friends kind of told me that I should go to this guy. He prayed for me for about 45 minutes with all my friends there, and he just said that I'm completely healed. The next day I went to play football and I had no pain whatsoever. Just like a miracle to me, and mentally it was just like, wow.
1 in 4 people in the UK will experience a mental health problem each year. Southampton ladies footballer Rebecca Cork is another whose injuries came alongside a tough mental journey.
When I was playing for Sheffield United, I was out for pretty much all of the season, and I just completely struggled to get back into it. And that was like 3 years ago now, and I still think I'm just about getting back to the player that I once was.
The mental challenges a long-term injury comes with can be tough for athletes. Solent Rugby's Elliot Wilson believes that setting clear aims and a positive mindset has helped his route back to the game he loves. The scrum half has been sidelined for 18 months after having shoulder surgery.
Couldn't do anything for like at least 2 months. So it was pretty hard. And then mentally, it's just focusing on the end goal really. That I'm going back to playing, and I've got to just keep going to actually get back to the level I was before.
Not just in sport, depression is one of the leading causes of disability worldwide. If you need help, visit mind.org.uk.
The new sports building officially opens on Thursday. The building is likely to be hit with both students and staff alike, along with it also being opened to high performance athletes as well as those looking to get fitter. Rob Lomas reports.
The new Solent Sports Building officially opens next Thursday. According to Public Health England, adults should do at least 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity each week, and the opening of the new building is sure to lead to an increase in demand from students.
I think the students will come in there, come in their droves to use it. We've already got a decent sign up of about 900 student members. Student clubs will get the benefit of extra sessions in the sports centre so that they can have additional slots for their membership.
The head of the sports staff at Solent will be responsible for the new building. a building which has a facade inspired by the street pattern on the site which it stands on these days. The building also has large, spacious teaching rooms and a state-of-the-art basketball court. He thinks it will be a positive for the Solent sports teams, especially in the Bucks leagues.
Well, it'll certainly help with things like recruitment and retention. So basketball, we're already very strong, as you know, and anybody who comes looking at an open day who wants to do probably a sports-related course, but any course really, will think this is the place to come for basketball. And if you can't play your sport on this kind of arena, then you're going to be struggling to play your sport.
What about those, for example, who are not interested in representing the university in national competitions but would rather try to improve their own physical fitness and well-being?
Certainly from the performance angle, I think it's going to kind of boost the sports teams. We already do very well in Bucks, the university sports scheme, and we're usually in the top 60, just over. So we punch well above our weight, and in this will certainly help us move forward. And also, of course, those who want to just do recreational sport is good as well, so it's just having that extra space.
And so it seems that the new sports building will go down as part of the very fabric of Solent University for many, many years to come.
Solent University is renowned for the array of sporting teams. Among the teams is Bucks' first team, who have a former coach involved in a national squad. Thomas Sorensen is now the performance analyst coach of the Danish under-21 side.
Are you struggling with your third year studies? Are you finding it difficult to manage your time effectively? Well, there's one Solent student you may not have heard of who seems to be thriving in his final year.
My name is Thomas Sørensen, the Danish under-21's performance analyst, and I'm also a third-year student at football studies in Solent University.
Whilst you were out buying another round of Jaeger bombs in Café Parfait last night, Sorensen was helping his national side defeat Northern Ireland 2-1 as they look to qualify for the under-21 European Championships.
Denmark's dream has become reality, a quite astonishing achievement.
His new data analyst role is sure to be just another step on what is looking like an exciting career and a natural progression, having been manager of the Bucks' first team last season. But with such a heavy third-year workload, how does he find time for it all? Surprisingly, Sorensen has never found it difficult to balance his coaching with his studies.
No, I don't think it was that difficult. It's all about managing your time, really, because, you know when you have to train, you know when you have to play games, you know when your assessments are due, so it's all about just planning ahead and managing your time well. That I didn't find that too difficult, to be honest.
The Dane is not the only former member of the Bucks coaching staff to go on to bigger and better things. The team has proven to be an excellent platform for several up-and-coming coaches.
It has turned out to be quite a good sort of, what you can say, stepping stone for the people who's been with the Bucks team, because you have Jonas now who works abroad, he works in Nottingham, you have Mason who is also the head coach and he works full-time in Norway now.
And it's not just the management staff that are looking to use the first team as a springboard for their career. Solent's players are also drawing inspiration from Sorensen's story. Players such as Imran and Parta.
Seeing where Thomas has reached, I think it gives us a head start and gives us motivation to work hard and know that nothing is impossible.
Sorensen's achievements will certainly provide the blueprint for new members of the Solent Bucks first team to further their careers. So keep your eyes peeled across Solent Sport for many more success stories in the future.
That's all from us today. Thank you for tuning in to Solent Sports News. Remember, you can keep up to date on our website, solentjournalism.co.uk, over the weekend and on social media. I'm Ollie White, good night and God bless.